back until the next disaster. All right, so a couple things going on. First thing I want to talk about is my favorite asshole, Tyler Henry. Why am I talking about Tyler Henry again? Because I feel the overwhelming need to punish myself. It's like, it's like punching me in the balls talking about him, but I got to talk about him. Why? Because it came up on my timeline again, and I got sucked into his bullshit, as did Larry King, apparently. Larry King, if you don't know who Larry King is, he's about 200 years old. I'm pretty sure he's a vampire. Maybe he's like the king vampire or something like that, because he's really, really old. I mean, I don't know. He kind of looks like a turtle at this point. Have you seen Larry? Is Larry King even alive, or somebody just got a hand up his ass and, moving him like a puppet? So, Janice in Poughkeepsie, do you have a question? I think he died a long time ago. Nobody knows. But Larry King's got this... Not the Larry King show anymore, but it's like some talk show on CNN that nobody watches because it's on at 2 a.m. when everybody else is watching infomercials. And I want that nasal trimmer. I believe it works. I believe it will, one swipe, it'll take all the nasal hairs out of me. I'll never have to do it again. I believe it, for 2 easy payments of $2.99. That's true. So, of course, I see Tyler Henry sitting there with his mannequin-looking face, and talk about pale. Is he on a meth bender? Like, I'm pale, but this motherfucker is super pale. I think maybe Larry King needed to feed right before the Tyler Henry interview, So he's like, hey, kid, you see dead people, right? That's really interesting. Come here. I think you dropped something on the floor. And Tyler Henry just doesn't know what to do with himself. Maybe he liked it. It was like a hickey for him. It's fun. So I got sucked into watching the interview. It's like, so you're a clairvoyant. How long have you been a clairvoyant? There's Tyler Henry with his big bag of fucking bullshit all over again. Since I was 9 years old. Since I was 9. And again, he fucking looks like a department store mannequin. There's just something about him, this little perfect hair, this little, he's like a bitchy twink. That's what he is. He's just a bitchy, twinky gay guy, whatever. So Larry King starts in right away. He's like, but he did ask some good questions. I'll give Larry King that. Larry King goes, how did you first know that you were, could talk to the dead, or when did you realize you were going to be a really great con artist? I'm getting ready to die in about 10 minutes, so just hurry it up with this interview. He's like, well, I remember I was 9 years old, and he talks just like that too, so I'm not even doing a bad gay voice. So he's like, I was 9 years old, and my grandmother was in the hospital. She was really sick. His elderly grandmother was in the hospital, really sick. Nobody, that fucking people are telling him shit. Get the fuck out of here. He's like, and I woke up, and after dreaming a really erotic dream about David Hasselhoff, some lube and a banana. Oh, are we still on the air? Okay. Anyway, whatever. The old bitch was dying, and I woke up and I was like, Mommy, I think Grandma's gonna die. I think something's wrong with her. And then just then, Larry, the phone rang, and my grandmother had passed on. Larry couldn't contain himself either. I was on Larry's side now. Now I love Larry. Larry's like, well, she was old, and it's not that much of a stretch to think she would die. I'm like, fucking thank you. Somebody finally says it instead of licking his asshole. He goes like this. He's like, yes, but the timing was weird, wasn't it? Because, I had just had this dream, and my grandmother, the phone had just rang and she had just died. So it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. Well, that's if we believe you had the dream. All right. We have to believe that you're telling the truth at all about anything. But Larry King did get him really good. So he's like, you're a clairvoyant. He's like, so you must see everybody, right? He's like, yeah, everybody. He's like, how does it come to you? He's like, well, I just have to tune in. I have to tune in like a radio and just pick up the right wavelengths. And then Larry King goes, so everybody's available to you. Everybody who's passed on, like Hitler, Jesus Christ, everybody's available to you. Tyler Henry, without missing a beat, goes, yeah. Every person that's ever passed, good, bad, or indifferent, is accessible to this little fucking twink. I just can't with him. He sniffed too many poppers. I'm telling you. He's gotten rammed in the ass too many times. I think it's damaged his head. I think he was getting a really good banging one night, and he was hitting his head in the headboard. It's like, yes, Rodrigo, faster, faster. And he just almost knocked himself out, and he just woke up, covered in, like, jizz, and just, like, his fucking jock strap was hanging. And he's like, ow, you know what? I think I can see dead people. Yeah, I really think I do. So it gets even better than that. So then he's like, so you could, like, he's like, you could go with anybody, right? Anybody. He's like, yeah. He's like, communicate with anybody. He's like, so there must be a lot of people out there. You must be able to solve a lot of crime cases. I'm like, fucking get him, Larry. That's it. Punch him. Fucking just start smacking him and saying, you little fucking twink fraud, you fucking fraudulent fucking bastard. So Larry King goes, so why not help the police? He goes, that's a very good question. I wasn't prepared. Mommy, what do I say? No, he's like, that's available to me. And I would do that. I'm not getting the meth shakes. Now, if people wanted me to, of course I would solve murders. But it's not like that, really, Larry. He did say this. He goes, it's not like, like The Sixth Sense where I just, like, talk to dead people. Isn't that just what the fuck you said you do? Isn't that just what you said? That you communicate with the dead. That you somehow, by the power of bitchiness and the power of whatever, are able to communicate with the dead. That you are able, he's like, I can't relay specific things like your social security number, like, this person killed me. But you can say, grandmother hid the money in the book on the staircase. Does that make sense to you? As long as you put the bullshit, question, does that make sense to you? Thus the other person confirming it, then you're good. Get the fuck out of here, you little fucking fraudulent bitch. I can't stand the flaming fraud. I forgot I used to call him that. Tyler Henry, the flaming fraud. So then he's like, well, you must be able to help a lot of people out with these murders and stuff like that. Why don't you volunteer your time? That's Larry King. I'm sorry, I got to do my Larry King. Why don't you volunteer your time to help local police? Well, that's a very interesting question. Of course, if it's happened where people have, what do I say? Where's my publicist? Okay. I thought he was just going to cry. I thought he was going to girl into the fetal position. Go, don't ask me any more hard questions. You're supposed to be friendly. I thought you said this guy was barely alive. This is fucking bullshit. I swear to God. So then, what else did he ask him? Larry King goes, he's like, he's like, why don't you participate? He's like, why don't you participate in some scientific study? Why do you think science has not yet agreed with you flaming fraud, being able to talk to the dead after a rough night at the bathhouse? Why do you think science doesn't agree with that yet? He's like, science is just science. And sometimes, I think science needs to be a little bit more open to my con job. I mean, the interview's hard. I don't want to do it. It's as hard as my cock is whenever I see a hot guy with 6-pack abs. It's hard. So he's like asking him all this shit. And the kid's got no answers. He's like, why don't you, ask to be part of a study or something like that? He goes, that's a very interesting question. I'm open to it. I'm open to a lot of things, especially if you have Crisco and a glove. I'm so open to, wrong show, right? But no, I'm totally open to it. You lying little bitch. No, you're not. You are not open to it at all. If they exposed you for the lying piece of shit that you are, this is why when people ask me if I go hard on this guy and why I keep having a hard on for this guy, pun intended, I'll hate screw him. I swear to God. But you see any dead people now? Tell me. Just yes, I do, Daddy. I love you. Oh, they were talking about Michael Jackson. He's like, now it's true that recently you talked to LaToya Jackson and she connected you with Michael Jackson. He's like, actually, I think I connected her with Michael Jackson. But what happened was, and I had no idea about this beforehand. I don't read Twitter. I'm not a millennial. I have no idea. I have no way to get information beforehand. This is crazy. But apparently there was some confusion as to the timeline exactly when Michael died. It's like, that just came to me. That's called TMZ. That's called the internet. I could find that out. Remember when he found out about Matt Lauer had like a sleep apnea? When Matt Lauer himself had said it on the fucking Today Show about 2 years prior? This little bitch just loves to go on Wikipedia and Google. That's all he does. That's his psychic source. Like, I need to connect with somebody today. Oh, the internet's out? Oh, I have a headache. I can't. Yeah, my signals are mixed. I can't do it. I am so done with this little bitch. Why do people pay him money? The people who believe in him. Why? Do you really think that your grandmother, my parents, other people who've passed on and shit like that are waiting to talk to this little twink? Do you really think that? Do you sit there waiting like, oh God, I hope he picks me today? What are they sitting in a big fucking dead people waiting room somewhere? Like, ooh, Tyler might call me. Oh no, he called, Jill from Arkansas. Shit. I wanted to connect with somebody today. Only Tyler can help. You are so full of crap. You are just like the worst person imaginable. And let me tell you something right now. I might be a bad person in some ways, but I wear it on my sleeve. I'm not a nice guy. I admit that. But I admit I'm not trying to help people. All right? I don't sit there like, I've got better things to do. I'm, stare out my window, complain, and spit at random people walking by. Like, I have shit to do. But this fucking, he gets on my nerves so much because he's got this little, I swear people will believe anything. Like, if I tomorrow come here sincerely and in earnest, tell you that, I died last night, but I woke up this morning, I put ketchup in my hands, and I realized I'm Jesus. I am Jesus Christ, and you all must follow me now, and blessed art thou amongst the sheep that walk in the valley of the Lord, that, does not have pollution, because the Lord wouldn't like that, by Leviticus 22:75, it's your birthday, yahoo.com. What? Yeah, if I said that shit just sincerely and I kept saying that shit, people would believe it. People would follow. It's like, and I'm sorry, sexy monkey, life coaches, bullshit artists. That's all they are. Bullshit artists recycling Hallmark greeting cards. That's all they're doing. Like, you need to be the you that you want to be, not the you that other people want you to be. And And they sit there like they said something. Listen, you don't impress me because you got a fucking mail-in certificate online. I'm sorry. I can legally marry people. I'm an ordained minister because of some bullshit certificate I got online from the Universal Life Church that's looking for some of these. So I can literally perform a funeral and I can marry people. That doesn't mean I'm good at it. That doesn't mean I'm a holy man. Get the fuck out of here. But as Tyler Henry's ass, his bullshit continues. He keeps meeting celebrities. Why do you keep meeting celebrities? Meet a random person. I'll tell you what. Here's how I'll believe him. He says, he can get information and he can prove himself and all that. It's real simple. You meet me or somebody else and we together, without you agreeing to it ahead of time, I mean, agreeing to be there and shit. It's like you agreeing to be on Grindr. You'll be there, definitely. But why not me and you go and pick people out on the street, or me and you and whoever, random people. And it can't be somebody who's in cahoots with you. It's got to be somebody who doesn't believe in your ass like me. Picks random people. You read them right there and find their lost relatives. If you can, does this make sense? Does she used to wear the color red? Did she sit down and pee? Wow, how did I know that? Like, if you say, okay, she died of tuberculosis in 1975, and that was really weird. She said Jill, her other cousin, was a real bitch. Yeah, she always suspected Jill was a lesbian, but never wanted to say anything about it. Yeah. Her ex-husband, she loved him to death, but she said that he had a really small unit. Yeah, like small. She said she barely fucking could get pregnant with that. I know, it's ridiculous. And by the way, Tommy, the oldest child, she knows that you cheated on your SAT. She goes, thank God it was back in the 70s and 80s, and it wasn't now, because she would have gone to jail and she would have been pissed. All right, so say some concrete bullshit. Stop the crap that you're doing. That's enough ranting for now. Or is it? Be back soon.